Hello, my loves. So just a heads up before we even get started, I am cross-posting this video for you guys, but also on my Patreons because I get a lot of questions about altars over there as well. So, two for one. So one of the biggest questions that I get, how do I set up the altar? Like, do not overcomplicate it. This setup right here should be your absolute minimum. Does it have to be this scale? Absolutely not. So when I say minimum, what does that mean? Every altar, I don't care if it's your ancestor altar, altar to a deity, your working altar, I don't care what altar it is, it should always have the basics. Why? As per usual, we're incarnated with these elements within us. A lot of energies, entities, divine or otherwise, anything that comes from Akasha, the spirit realm, the creator source, elemental energy is absolutely divine. It's source energy. So every altar needs to start with those basics. I'm going to put a picture. I don't know if I can put it together or what, but I'm going to put a picture of how to simply find the directions wherever you're standing at your altar. You just go to your GPS. It'll hit the little arrow. It'll tell you your location. There's going to be a little compass and you can turn. Each element needs to be in its respected direction. In my case, south, which this is fire, that we're going to use a candle to represent the element of fire. That's south, that's here. We've got north, which is earth. For air, you can use either your incense stick, a feather, a leaf, whatever resonates with you with the element of air. And then water is west. So kind of ignore this for right now, but it'll make sense to you in a minute. But every altar should start with these basic elements in their respected space. You always going to give light. This is our beacon of light to spirit. This is what the flame opens the portal. Water is a libation. It's a conduit. It's a conductor. It's also an offering. We are all born, we're even born as humans in, water, the water of life, if you will. So you're already going to have a candle. You're already going to have a glass of water for libation. So you've already got two of your elements there. Offerings always to flowers. Do you have to use flowers? No. Can you use a plant, crystals, whatever resonates, again, with you, with the element of earth, do that. So this is, again, just a basic setup. However you want to build from there is completely up to you. If it's your ancestor altar, throw a picture up of an ancestor. If you don't have any pictures of your ancestors, that's absolutely fine. You can just write down their names, if you knew them. If you didn't, if you're someone who doesn't know any of your family, all of my ancestors, known and unknown, all my benevolent ancestors, known and unknown, that want to help me grow and elevate and connect in this space, because you're opening up a portal here, okay? This just isn't decoration. This is a portal. Again, you're welcoming in spirit with the light and the libation. So keep that in mind. Just for example, how we can elaborate onto this. This altar specifically, I'm sorry if this gets close. I'm literally standing right behind my phone. But anyway, for example, this altar, it's going to be, my holy altar. It's going to be dedicated to holiness, purity, cleanliness, Obatala. So hence what this is for. Then you add things to it. Of course, this is why everything's white. I always usually suggest, unless, it's a specific deity or a prosperity altar, you can use a green cloth. If, you're doing a space for Hecate, if you want to use a black cloth, whatever. If not, just regular white is fine. If you're doing it in your home and it's a coffee table, whatever, you don't want to use a cloth, that's absolutely fine too. But I always like to recommend a white cloth. But not only that, Obatala is the king of the white cloth. So any kind of purity, holy, or more elevated, I like to use, again, unless, specific to the deity, I like to use white. How do we communicate with Obatala? With a bell. So I'm going to put, and noise, that is the element of air. So of course, you know, I'll kind of put that there. This is what this is over here with water. Sorry, I'm just grabbing things here. The element of water, the dirt and things that I get from churches. So holy water, I'm gonna actually put in this decanter. That's usually what I keep my holy water in. Dirt that I'm gonna use for any workings or anything like that. Dirt is, of course, I'm gonna put it in a prettier tub. I have a prettier container for this, but I'm just, you know, just showing you guys. So the dirt would go in its space, in its little container with the element. Now, do you have to do that? No, that's just a little bit extra. But this is just tying all that elemental energy together to amplify it. So also, again, it's a holy space, and I say holy, and I don't mean that in a Christian sense, and I know that's probably not going to make sense after I'm going to show you the next item, but more elevated energy. So that's what I mean by holy, you know, regalia, that consecrated divine energy, so purity energy. So I also, you guys know I use the Bible a lot in my workings. I actually keep this one at home when I'm at, because it goes with me wherever I go, whether it's in a bag or not. But at home, I do actually put this on my working altar. I don't put it on my ancestor altar because most of you know, you've seen I have ancestral Bibles. Like I have my mom's Bible, I have one of my grandmother's Bible, I have Jay's grandmother's Bible on the ancestor altar. So mine I actually keep. You guys saw it in the full moon, that we just had. I put that on there. So this will go here. So that's just like a basic how you set up an altar, guys. Like I said, don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. You don't have to do too much. Yes, I'm a little extra, but that's just me in years and years and years and years of practice. I work with a lot of energies. So don't feel, you know, you have to do all of this. Do the basics: earth, air, fire, water in their respected space. I hope this helps. I will talk to you guys soon.